everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni, and we're going to work some more on the outside part of our box. In fact, we're going to work on the outside. Okay, so this part here, that's going to be the outside of the box. And if we have time, we'll also work on the lid, but I'm not sure that we'll have time in this video. It may have to wait for the next one. So I've gone ahead and I've selected my papers. I got some of them ready. This is from the Be Not Afraid Butterfly collection by That's Just Penny. And so I cut these at 5 1/4 inches each direction and rounded the corners and used my distressing ink, the vintage photo, on the edges. I figured you didn't need to see me do that because I've already done that a few times on camera, and I'm probably going to end up doing it here too. Okay, so then the other thing that I found that I want for the outside, and I'm not sure if this is going to be the inner outside or the outer outside, which is which. I'm kind of leaning towards this being the very, very outside. Are these papers from Be Not Afraid Butterfly. So it says be never afraid to fly. Okay, and there's also like these little collage papers here. This one with the woman is really pretty. And then this one that says bloom. And then this one here with the butterfly. So I think I'm going to use one of the Be Never Afraid to Fly parts. And I like this lady, but she doesn't really fit what I'm doing. So I think I'm going to take the Be Never Afraid to Fly one from this one, and then I'll use these other three. So let's go ahead and cut them. This one I think I'm going to cut them all separately this time, just because I want to make sure that I get exactly what I want. So I actually recorded the previous videos, like 3 or 4 of them, last Sunday, and now it's Sunday again. So it's been a week since I've worked on this, and I had to kind of look at it for a while to remember what I'm doing and how and everything like that. Kind of happens when you let something go for a little while. Okay, so, oh boy. So I'm going to end up having to cut off part of the butterfly, but not very much, because I want to get that whole Be Never Afraid to Fly thing. Okay? So, and this is such a big project, I had to put the camera kind of far away to be able to get everything in, so hopefully you can still see enough details to do it. I'll try to remember to measure things and tell you the measurements if if there's something that's got to be a particular size. Okay. So there we go. So that's that piece, and I'm saving all these little pieces. Okay, and then we're going to do this side of all 3 of these. Okay, or I don't know. Well, see, if I cut this one, I won't get that little butterfly in it. So, do I still want to do Be Never Afraid to Fly on the other side? I don't think so. I think I do want this. Okay, so I'm going to have all 3 of these. I can just cut them all together because they're all printed the same, and that will save us some time. And if you have a printer that prints all the way to the edge, you are so lucky. I really, really want one. But I just got this printer a couple years ago. Can't really justify getting another one, especially since I don't really have the money. Someday when I have the money. It's a wonderful printer. I have an Epson that has little reservoirs that you fill. Not little, they're actually pretty big. And so, you don't have to buy cartridges or anything, and the ink lasts for a long time. So it's really, they're great. I really love it. And I can link the one that I have below, so you can see that. Okay, so it's going to get a little bit of the writing from this, but that's okay. I think that's fine. Now each one of these I want to look at separately to figure out where I want to cut it. I definitely want this butterfly all the way in, so I'm going to do this 5 1/4. Make sure it's straight. There we go. That looks good. Okay, and then I want bloom, but I want this. I can always add bloom down here someplace, so let's get the flowers. They're the most important. Okay, And then what part of the collage do I like this? I think I like the top part of the collage the best. So I'm going to get this. So 5 1/4. Like that. There we go. Okay, I think that's all the cutting that we need to do for now. We may need to do more if we have time to do the lid. I'm trying to put this away without getting into the camera. Okay, so I want to save these pieces. You can't tell, but I'm actually organizing my craft room. Since my husband passed away, my animals have been very sad, of course, you know, but I can make it a little bit easier on them because they're used to spending a lot of time with him because he hung out in the kitchen and I hung out back here. And so I want to make it so that they can hang out back here, but right now Eli hangs out with me, but the other animals, can't really trust them around all my crafting stuff. So let's see, I still need this out of the way. So I'm trying to put things into little bins, and I ordered a rolling storage thing that holds like 20 trays that I can put my junk journal stuff that I'm working on and everything. So hopefully I can make it pet friendly for them to be in here, and at the same time maybe make my desk a little neater for you all. So kind of hoping to do that. Nobody has been mean about my desk, so I really appreciate that. Creatives tend to be a little messier. So anyway, so now I'm just rounding the corners. I'm using, this is my envelope punch from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's got several things that I really like on it. I didn't get it just for doing envelopes, although I have used it a lot more than I thought for envelopes. But it also has this place over here for rounding corners on your envelopes. Well, you can use it for rounding other corners too. And then over here, it's got a thing that works really well for a thumb hole for pockets. So it's kind of a 3-in-1 thing as far as I'm concerned. I don't think that it's meant to be that way, but that's the way I'm using it. And that's the way that I recommend you use it. If I had it to do over, this would be like the very first piece of equipment that I got when I started jungle journeying. Junk journaling. Journeying. That's good. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to distress these. Yeah, I mean, I got this in like, I think May or June, the envelope thing. And yeah, it was like May or June, because I think I didn't have it when I did my mom's journal, but I had it, and I didn't have it when I started working on my dad's journal, but I had it by the time that I finished. So sometime in June, probably. And I started doing junk journal stuff in December. And yeah, oh gosh, I wish I had had that at the very beginning. So that's something I would really, really recommend that you get. And it's like, at the time that I'm recording this, it's less than $10, so that's a good deal. So I'm just going around all the edges here. I don't know if you can see how this is brown around the edge. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with this. I don't want that to be really white, so I'm gonna just rub a little bit of this ink over the wings just to take away some of that whiteness. Doesn't matter if there's some white, I just don't want a big, you know, stark piece of white there. Okay, and I may as well do this one while I'm at it. Just make it a little grungier. Okay, and then also if you hold your stamp down for just a few minutes, not a few minutes, for like 5 seconds, you get more ink on it, and it just inks a lot better. So I try to remember to do that, but I'm kind of not patient enough to always do that. And if I'm talking, then I don't really think about doing it. So, but yeah, if you just tap it, then you don't get as much. If you hold it down for about 5 seconds, then you get quite a bit more ink. And I'm only inking the front. I don't need to worry about the back because I'm going to glue this flat on the outside. Okay. And I haven't figured out what I'm going to use for the lid yet. Probably a piece of this same thing, I guess, because I needs to go with the outside. I'll see what else she has in the kit to see if there's anything else that I particularly want to use with that. So I'm getting the wing of the butterfly. Let's get this butterfly wing at the same time while we're thinking about it. There we go. And maybe this other stuff here that's white, little doily and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to get it all evenly, you know, I'm just getting like little bits of the ink there to just kind of dirty it up a little. Okay, so, and if you haven't been on one of my earlier videos, I'm studying First Peter right now on YouTube, and so I'm going to use this explosion box to write down all the things that I learned from First Peter to make it kind of a cool interactive thing that I'm hoping whoever finds it after I'm dead will just be really curious and that they'll learn a lot about First Peter from it. Wouldn't that be cool? So, yeah. I mean, because it's like, I really, really want people to learn from the stuff that I've learned, including from my mistakes. I feel like my mistakes are more worthwhile if somebody gets something out of it. So, hopefully somebody, one of my descendants or someone, will learn things from the things that I leave. And I'm just going to be like really transparent in this. You know, I'm not expecting anybody else to read it until I'm dead, and I won't care then. So, anyway, speaking of being dead, isn't that a great thing to lead into? I don't know. I've just been really struggling. I talk to Bill a lot, and you know, I've just been really struggling with that because it's like, I think it's just for me. I don't know if he hears me or not, because I mean, and I have no way of knowing if he hears me, but I mean, doesn't he have better things to do in heaven, for Pete's sake, than to hang around and listen to me? So yeah, I don't know. I still talk to him though because I just miss him, and I'm so in the habit of talking to him. It's hard not to. So, okay, let's go to the outside of this. So what we've done so far is we've done the inside. We've got, this is the outer box, and we've done the inner box part of it too, because I got mixed up, and yeah, anyway. So we're gonna do the outer box, and these parts are all gonna stand up and then overlap each other like this. Okay, so we have to think as we're putting stuff on, what's gonna be right side up. Okay, the outside's gonna be right side up. That's kind of the obvious way of looking at it. Okay, and the other thing we have to decide is, do we want, when this closes, do we want the flaps to come around on the outside? I think so. So I think that I want the corners to be what's going to actually end up on the outside. I've got to move this ink because it always falls through that little hole where the cords are supposed to go. Okay, so then we've got to really think. Okay, so this has to go this way. So I'm going to fold this up because I want to make sure that this is on camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this, I'm folding it the wrong way right now. This is going to be inside, not outside, but this is still going to give us our up and down. So this is the top. So when I glue this part on, it needs to be on the top. Okay? So it's not that hard. It's just, you know, you have to think about what you're doing. You can't just talk on YouTube while you're doing it and expect it to turn out right. Okay, so you guys help me to pay attention here, okay? So, and the glue that I'm using is Crafter's Pick. I'll show you in just a second. It's called the Ultimate, and I use it for everything. I hardly use any other glue for anything else. You know, it's like if I can't get this glue working for some reason, like I'm running out of it or it's clogged or something, then I'll use like Aleene's or something. And occasionally I will use a glue stick, but I'm finding that the things that I use glue stick on, if I put very much wear and tear into them, then they peel off. So I'm using glue stick less and less. Okay, and then what I'm doing here is with the cosmetic white, because it doesn't, not one of the thick cotton ones, but just these thin kinds. I'm wiping it and I'm kind of pressing down because I don't want the glue where it is to be bumpy. And I want the glue to come all the way out to the edge. Okay, so that's one. Let me make sure I've got it going the right direction. Yep. Okay, so then we want, now did we have two that were kind of similar? Because I don't want to have them next to each other. These two need to be kind of across from each other. Okay, so let's have this one, and it's going to go like this, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is up right here. All right, here's up. And you know, if I mess up and I glue it on the wrong direction, I can just glue another piece of paper over it. I love working with paper, you guys, because there's nothing that you can do that you can't fix. It's just awesome that way. Okay, so I'm putting this down so that the top is up. And I want to check and make sure that I've got it like the same distance from the top as the other one. Okay, like that. So that the sides will all look even. I mean, I'm eyeballing it, I'm not measuring it, but I want to get approximately the same. Okay, and obviously you can tell I already had distressed all the edges and the folds and everything. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Yeah, this one over here, that's the Be Never Afraid to Fly. Okay, so it's going to go this way. Let me fold this up so that I can put it up here where you can see it better. I think that other one you might not have been able to see while I was doing it. So I'm just gluing again. I'm just going to glue all 4 of these on. And these corner ones are going to be the things that are going to be the outside of the box. Okay, so choose your favorite paper for these. And again, now I'm looking at this. This is the top here, and this is the top here. So I want to make those about the same distance from the top. And I got glue on my hands, so I'm wiping that off. And then now this glue dries fast, but it doesn't dry like super, super fast. So, you know, you have a few seconds that you can move stuff around if you want, and you have a few seconds to press out all those bumps and stuff. Okay, and then let's do this one. Then we'll have our outer ones all done. Come on. There we go. And then we'll do our inner outer ones. Okay, where's the top of this? Okay, it goes this way up. Okay. So, and again, these papers are all by that's just Penny Whittemore, and I'll link them below. This is a design team project for her pages, for her artwork. And I'm not sure if anybody else has done anything with the butterfly and the magnolia papers. I'll have to find out, because if they have, I'd like to link them below so that you can see other things that people have done with these papers. And if you do something with these papers, you know, make a video and let me know, and I'll link it below too, because I think it's fun when people can see the variety of things that you can do with the same papers. Okay, so that's going to give us our outside. So let's just fold it up real quickly so you can see what this is like. Okay, so these go like that, and then this goes up here, and then this goes up here. Okay, so this is the outside of our box. Is that cool or what? Okay, so now what we're going to work on is this part, the inner outside. I'm sorry that I think these things are so funny. They're not, they're just stupid, but it's like, I don't know, sometimes I just think things are really funny. Okay, so I've got these ones, and I know that I have 2 that are really close to being the same, these 2. In fact, they are pretty much the same. So I might turn the butterfly like a different direction on them or something. And then these 2 have the blue butterfly. So we're going to put these opposite to each other. Okay. So let's do this one going this direction. Right? Well, there's the writing. I want the writing to be right side up, so it's going to go this direction. there's cursive on there, which in a generation no one's going to be able to read anyway. They won't know which side is up, so it probably doesn't matter. But so let's do it so that the cursive's up, because I will just feel better about it. Okay, I forgot to look and see what time it was when I started. If this video gets cut off because I go too long, I will link the next part down below, because what happens is my camera keeps recording even though it turns off. But yeah, it'll keep recording and it'll just make another video. And so I will post that, and I'm sorry about that. I don't know what causes it to do that, but these whizzy techie things, as Bill used to say, have a mind of their own, and I cannot figure them out. If anybody else could tell me why my camera always turns off around 30 minutes, it'd be nice to know. I mean, it doesn't turn off, it keeps recording, it just turns it into another video. It's just kind of weird. What's under here? Oh, that's his buttons. I have buttons on the other side of this. I couldn't figure out what was lumpy underneath. I thought maybe I had a pen or something. See, there's the buttons with the belly band. Okay, and then we want this one here. So we'll turn it this way. Aren't these beautiful? Oh man, I love these. I really, really love these. Okay, so this is going to go this way. This will go over on that one. And you guys, I mean, I know that it's a little complicated, but it's really pretty easy, right? And I think if you just, you know, like pause, if you don't have the idea in your mind, I mean, I think you have to have a certain amount of maybe spatial awareness that not all women have. And I don't really, I'm like so directionally impaired, but there are some things like this that I can kind of figure out how it would go. But a lot of women don't have that, and that's okay. That's kind of part of being a woman. Our minds are just different from men's. If you don't have that kind of spatial ability, then just, you know, watch a little bit and then pause it. And what I would do is I would watch the whole video and then start over and watch, pause, do it, watch, pause, do it, that kind of thing. And if you want to speed it up, you can speed it up. I know I normally tend to talk pretty fast, but right now, lately, after Bill died, I haven't been talking as fast, which is probably a good thing. But sometimes I feel like I'm talking in water or something, and everything's in slow motion. Oops, I shouldn't put it right side up, should I? Okay. Alright, so since I don't know what time I started, I'm going to do the lid in a separate video because I don't know if I have time to do it on this one. So I'm going to finish gluing this on and show you all how it works. And then I'm going to start a new video before I start the lid, because the lid's going to take a little while because we have to cut out the base and everything else. Okay, so let me just finish getting this on and then I'll show you how it all looks, because we'll have the outside of the box done. Okay, so this is the inner outer part right here. So we pick these up and we just lift this and then push the flap over, lift this, push the flap over, lift this, push the flap over. So it looks like this. Isn't that pretty? Oh, you guys, I love it, I love it, I love it. Whoops, what happened here? I got the wrong one. Let's go this way. Here we go. You have to do it consistently all the way around. I had them glued right, it's just that I didn't have it closed right. Okay, so this is the outside of the box. Okay, now if I wanted to, and I can do this at any time, I can, like next time that I close it, I can close it with the other ones. So it would be like, the flaps go on the inside instead. And it'll be like this. Oops. And then the box is like this. Okay, so you can close it either way. Isn't that cool? I like that, I like that, I like that. I haven't seen anybody do that, but it was kind of an easy thing to figure out from the way that other people are doing it. So then you're gonna have the lid on it. When you pull the lid off, the whole thing pops open, and there will be other boxes inside that all fall open too. And then you'll have all these pockets and belly bands and little books and stuff that you can do. So we're gonna make the rest of it in different videos. Don't worry, we're not anywhere close to done. Okay, so I love you all. I'm gonna make the lid next. Okay, I love you. Bye bye.